Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. So I've got another Pagani Design in. I know I feel like I've brought you quite a few of late, but I saw this one come up on the Pagani Design official store, and it's not really new in the sense that they've done lots of Daytona homages at this point, but they've got a couple different other colour variations they've got out. This is the pink one, as you'll see. They also brought out a Tiffany blue, which seems to be done quite a lot at the moment, and a green, as well as probably some more traditional colours. But these are the ones that I was aware of at the point of buying this watch, and I normally would have plumped for the Tiffany blue, but I feel like I've just overdone the Tiffany blue, so I went for the pink just because I wanted something a little bit different. Quite a cool looking watch. As I said, they do like their sort of Daytona homages, but I do like the fact that this one's a little bit different. They brought out a Tudor Black Bay Chronograph homage a little while ago, which I thought was banging, to be honest. I thought it was a pretty cool watch, and they're not all bad now from Pagani Design. So when I take the punt, I don't feel like it's as bad as it used to be. But what will you think about this watch? Hopefully by the end of the video you'll be able to make an informed decision as to whether it's for you or not. But as I always say, thank you for tuning back in. I'll stop going on, and without further ado, let's get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys and girls, so this is the watch. As you can see, usual packaging, nothing special. As I've always said, I don't invest in their more expensive packaging just because I don't think it's worth it. Warranty card, guarantee card, cleaning cloth, and there's the watch. For it to fit my wrist, I will show you I've taken out 3 links. The hang tag's in there as well, but you've seen that multiple times at this point. Yeah, they're only 1-piece links, but they're made to like 3 or 2, whatever. But yeah, that's the links. As I say, taking 3 out for it to fit my wrist. But and the usual foam inner, just to keep it all safe in transport. And then let me just get this all put to the side, because what we want to look at is this watch. They do have a few other variants, white, Tiffany blue and green, that I've seen so far. And Tiffany blue's a bit hot to trot, isn't it? But I wanted to get something different, so I went for pink. And also with in mind the fact my wife would probably like it, and she loves it. So win-win, winner chicken dinner. So this is the PD-1727. Inside it's running a Seiko Meca-quartz movement. It's a VK63. I'll bring some information up about that movement now. Yeah, nice offering, really, given the fact it's an affordable watch, and it looks like it does with the specs it does. So I think having a Meca-quartz would definitely be better than having a quartz. Some would prefer mechanical or automatic, but at the price point, I think this is a good compromise. Yeah, VK63, nice reliable movement, can't go wrong. The construction of this watch, aside from the sapphire crystal, is 316L stainless steel. So that's the tachymeter polished bezel, pushers, crown guards, case back, solid end links, bracelet and clasp, all 316L stainless steel. The case thickness of this watch is 12mm. The case diameter, its shortest point I was able to measure, it was coming in at 40.4mm, and when I measured from the 9 to the 3, including the crown, all the pushes, it was coming in and around 44.3mm. The lug width on this is 20. That does taper down to 16, back up to 18 at the clasp, and the lug to lug, tip to tip, is 48.1mm. That does protrude though with the male center links of the end link, so it does become 51.8mm. Yeah, the watch itself is a mixture of really mainly polished, as you see with the case is all polished. The bracelet is a mixture of brushing and polishing, polished center links, brushed outer, and polished at the sides, and that continues on the clasp. The bezel is, as I said, it's a high polish fixed tachymeter bezel. Looks nice. I do like the fact they've gone for a stainless steel. It looks quite, I think it offers a bit of contrast given the other offerings that they produced. The case back, I'll show you just very quickly. Again, a different case back. This is becoming more and more prominent now with Pagani Design. Rather than having one size fits all, they've gone for different case backs, and it's actually quite nice. Something different, looks cool. And the crown is situated at the 3 o'clock. It is a screw down crown, and you do have pushes at the 2 and 4, just to operate the chronograph function. I'll undo them just now because I'll be using that in just a second. The bracelet, as I've said, nicely brushed and polished. Some people don't like the polished elements, but I can take it or leave it. And then the clasp is one they've used on multiple watches at this point. Fully milled. It's got a couple of 3 levels of micro adjustment inside. Not the easiest to engage with, and it does have the sort of diver's extension as well, just offering sort of like half a link if you want to make it a little bit bigger or smaller, depending if you've opened it or not. But yeah, that's the clasp. As I said, fully milled, signed Pagani Design on the clasp. The crystal covering that dial is sapphire crystal. I'm sure you would have expected it. Pagani tend to offer that in most of their watches, not all of them, but most of them. And the water resistance comes up as 100 meters, that's 10 atmospheres, but that won't be certified to any degree, so just bear that in mind. And the weight will appear in the top right hand corner. It's in and around 137 grams, give or take. With 3 links, with 3 links removed, with 3 links back in, you're probably sort of 145 plus grams ish. That's what you'd be looking at. So yeah, good size watch. But let's have a look at the dial now, guys, in a bit more detail. So what we've got is a minute track, railway track going the outer edge. Inside that, we've got applied indices everywhere, slightly smaller at the 3 and 9 to make, and 6, excuse me, to make way for the sub dials, which you'd expect. Let me just press the chronograph so it can start going around so you can have a good look. The hands and indices are all loomed, so I'll bring that up now just so you can have a look. The lumen is not too bad actually. Again, we are dealing with Pagani Design, so they're not really known for their loom, but it's okay. Not a dive watch. Loom is okay. Yeah, nothing amazing, but okay. And then you got the sub dials. The one at the 3 o'clock is to tell you the time. So what it's telling you at the moment is it's just gone 20 past 1 in the afternoon at the time of recording. The sub dial at the 6 o'clock is the second for the time, so that's ticking away nicely. And the sub dial at the 9 o'clock position, that's just keeping track of the time. So as it keeps going round, it will just keep counting up, and you'll see in a moment how that goes. It will just keep counting up, and then once you press that, as I started it with the pusher at the 2, it starts, and that's also how you stop it. If you press the one at the 4, it will reset, and both will go back to standing proud, sort of upwards. But I'll leave that to do its thing just for a second. If I take the crown out, as you can see, it's got a date. I won't change anything, my wife will kill me. But if you take it out to the first position, you can change the date. Second position, you can change the time. As you can see, it hacks the second hand down at the 6 o'clock sub dial. Put it all back in and screw it back up. The knurling on this is nice compared to some watches I've had in. And as you can see, the sub dial at the 9 o'clock position, I was ticking as it goes past each minute. If I press the pusher at the 2 o'clock, it will stop. Put them both. Press the pusher at the 4. Both of them went proud to the 12 o'clock position, standing upwards. And that's the movement, guys. That's, as you see, it's a nice pink. I wanted something to get a little bit different. I'm quite boring generally with watches that I bring in. Tiffany blue, as I say, it's been done to death at the moment, so I wanted something different. So this is the pink one. Like I said, that's the dial, that's the sub dials, that's the loom, that's everything going on there. Nicely finished hands. I like the black contrast they've got down the center of the minute and the hour. But yeah, that's the watch, guys. That's the dial. Let me pop on the wrist quickly, give you an idea of what it looks like on my wrist. As you would have seen, I've taken 3 links out for it to fit my wrist, and it fits nicely. That's what it looks like on me. Real men wear pink, don't you worry about that. And that's the big, yeah, all good. And you'd have seen it in the daytime conditions during my intro with a few macro shots. But then that would now take me on to what I think is pants and pucker about the watch. If you've ever watched before, you know I always start with pants. I like to go on a high with pucker. So what I think is pants is, again, the link fitment. Not this side, it's on the other side. It just won't. It takes a bit of force to get it to articulate. I don't know why this keeps happening with some of their bracelets. Something to look at, Pagani, honestly. Like, the link fitment's not great. The male end links, although it does slope downwards, which is a help, I would just rather it have been female, if I'm honest, given the proportions on this watch are quite nice, but it does add sort of almost 4 mil to the length of the watch. So yeah, the male end links. And the micro adjustment, I'm just not a fan of this system of micro adjustments. What you need to do is you open it up, the diver's extension in there, you'll be able to put a tool, but it's a bit of a pain, I'll be honest. I don't like this way of using a diver's micro adjustment. It should be easier. I do just prefer the ones where you can press them from the side. Bob's your uncle. Much easier way of dealing with it. But they're the three things that I think are pants. So I go with the link fitment, the Melvin links, and the micro adjustment. And what I think is pants. What I think is Pukka is the bezel. Yeah, I do like that bezel. Excuse me, it's got all my fingerprints on it, guys. I do apologise. Yeah, nice high polished bezel, tachymeter bezel, a bit different. The dial, in terms of the colour, in terms of, it's still so legible for a chronograph. Nice and clean, and the colour, like I said, just pops. And like I said, there's a few other colour variations of this watch, but the pink's one what I plump for. The movement, I do like the fact they use a Meca-quartz movement in their Daytona homages and general chronographs that they produce. I just think it's a nice middle ground, especially for the price point. The finishing in terms of the brushing and polishing, yeah, I have noticed an improvement. Before it was a bit patchy with some of the work they were doing, but the recent watches I've been getting from Pagani Design, excuse my fingerprints, the finishing has been far better, and the price. You could pick this up for sort of £70, and I think for £70 for the aesthetic and the sort of specs you're getting, yeah, I think it's a right touch and definitely one to pick up. But just to surmise, I won't get ahead of myself, I'd say what I think is Pukka is the bezel, the dial, the movement, the finishing, and the price are what I think is Pukka. And would I recommend this watch? Yeah, definitely. It was one that came up not long ago. I had to get it in for a review, and since my wife's claimed it, so it tells you everything. She loves it. And I can see the appeal, to be honest. It's vibrant, it's colourful, it's and also it's functional, and it's everything you want a watch to be in terms of the functionality, but also the pink does sort of pop, so I can see the appeal. But guys and girls, please let me know what you think about this watch, and maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as always say, don't forget to like and subscribe, and always watch your time. Take care, guys. All the very best.